darling, do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. That was my Patreon list. If you are into Earth 2, please use that referral code. That really helps with the channel and helps Chaveztopia out. Everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, my bays. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So one of the first things we have to go over is going to be the rising interest rates, or what Janet Yellen said, rising interest rates may have to rise in order to, oh my God, I hate her so much. Pretty much any chairman of the Federal Reserve that wants to continue quantitative easing, that wants to continue rising these interest rates, kicking the can down the road, continuously pumping into a bubble economy, I do not like. But that is good for crypto. That is good for things like Bitcoin. That is good for in the long term. It is short term. You might see a bit of a dip, which you have already. OMI was down, like I said, that support line at 0.0051, it hit that, bounced up, hit that, bounced up. So that is a strong support line, even though we saw a big dip this morning from like 0.0055 to 0.0051. That's something that we saw a nice support line at. Is that going to continue when we have a bunch of people, we have those investors liquidate some of their holdings of OMI? I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna continually get absorbed. Again, I will as soon as I get that. As soon as I get that money from that Trophy Kangaskhan. I also those that don't know, I do have a Harambe Chavez Community Scholarship and a Chavez Harambe Entrepreneurial Scholarship, which I forgot that was due. I picked the people out already. It's from my old high school, but I have to put a check in there. So between taxes and that, I will not be able to buy until late next week again, but that's something that I'm going to be going on to continually. Again, selling more Pokemon cards just so I could buy this dip. However long this dip goes for, I don't know, but we're getting our favorite things at huge discounts. But back to the rising interest rates. So we have things that, whether it's rising interest rates, whether it's quantitative easing, however many trillions of dollars the U.S. decides to print out of thin air. For those that don't know, the Federal Reserve is not a federal company. It's no more federal than Federal Express. It's a private company, and they print money out of thin air. And what happens to something if you create more of it? Same way as DOGE. I told people I'm going to talk about DOGE. I don't know how much DOGE is created each day. DOGE has hit all-time highs every single day. It might continue to hit all-time highs until Saturday, but you're not seeing this. Again, there's no fundamentals with that. Why I'm still never going to go into DOGE, because you can't do anything with it. You can't go in and you can't stake. You can't make NFTs with it. Again, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of Doge are created each day, maybe even a million Doge. There's so much of it. And yes, it's being absorbed by the market, but again, that's not something you can do with it. I think that kind of shows not the immaturity of the market. I don't want to say that, because sometimes things are fun. Sometimes like, yeah, let's see how high we can make it just for fun. Now, there's some times that happens with AMC and GameStop where it's like, oh no, something's happening that's wrong. These rich people, these like 1% Wall Street guys are trying to short the stock, short more shares than are available. So it makes sense that some people are going to try to say, okay, well, that's not right. That's wrong. They should not be doing that. Let's go buy and hodl, and let's force them to sell. Let's go, stick it to the man. And as that happens, I think that's something good. But that's completely different than saying, oh, let's see how high we can get Doge just for the fun of it, because some people are going to think it's a good investment, and they're going to think that it is viable for a future when you can't do anything with it. Again, that's why I'm not investing. For all I know, you could buy now at 60 cents, and it goes up to $1 on Saturday. It goes up to $1.20 on Saturday. I don't know what happens in the short term. Long term, it's the fourth biggest crypto right now. Doge has the fourth biggest market cap. That is ridiculous. But that's also what can happen when there's a large people that want to go and do something, that want to go and say like, hey, this is something that I want to be able to, that when they put their minds and their wallets to something and they hodl, and just take that and just put that on the crypto. Again, back to Janet Yellen, rising interest rates. If people aren't borrowing at 0.025% or 0.25%, they're not going to, and it's not like they're going to rise 5%. They're going to rise like another 0.5%. Like it's something that's very, very cheap. And in that same breath, again, Bitcoin, you can't make more of. Governments of the world cannot do that. Governments of the world cannot do that. That's why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. And not only that, but if you look at Binance flow trajectory, there are billions and billions and billions of dollars coming into Binance. And as that continues to happen, as Binance continues to say like, oh, hey, we have this money. What are you seeing there? Buying a lot of altcoins, because whatever Bitcoin does, Bitcoin right now, again, that's reserve currency. And a lot of people are like, all right, well, Bitcoin might, 10x, which is ridiculous that we're talking about that, or 20x over the next, 10 years. And it's a really good, investment, but you could make literally 100x in some of these other altcoins, and you can. A lot of them, like the top 15 coins, that a lot of them are in the green, and the ones that aren't in the green, that's good buying opportunities. There's a bunch of other things, like there's Sushi, there's Pancake, I think GoChain's been up a lot recently, if I'm not mistaken. It's GoChain or VChain, one of them has been up a lot. But that's what brings you to OMI. OMI, you have these amazing catalysts that should be pulling the price upwards, but then, one thing of bad news is like, oh, hey, one thing of bad news takes it to go from 0.0 in the last 30 days, 0.0075 to 0.0051. So, it loses a lot. And I promise I'll get to comments. I've been talking for a long time. Phoenix, I only see the first two comments before I went live. Phoenix says, me too. LX says, hello, Dashy. Hello, Randy. All right. Good morning. Hello, Randy. Big hug. Say hello to Dashy. What's up? Everyone's live. How long have you been streaming? At 10:15 I started, or 10:14 maybe. So I only streamed for like a couple seconds before you commented. A live stream on a Wednesday afternoon. You got that right, Alan Thompson. What is with the beard? I do have to shave it for a wedding, but I wanted to give the Wolverine look, that type of thing. That's just one of my. So a lot of people ask me like, hey, like, when I go on Reddit, they say like, you shouldn't really say how much OMI you have. If they know your location, or people know I live in Long Island, New York, like, they could follow you and attempt to rob you. Is like, okay, so whether it, and this is for everyone, depending on what state you live in, depending on what's legal there and whatnot, don't use anything illegal or illegal bullets, illegal ammo. Protect your stuff though. Protect your stuff. Like, I am not worried. I have many weapons in here. This is just right by the door, just in case. But again, hide it in places. Just protect what you have, whether it's Pokemon cards, whether it's crypto, whether it's whatever. Protect it all, just because that's yours, and that could literally be millions of dollars in the future. So moving on from that. Oh, and the nails. Again, subscribers like it. Hey, what's up, 3D Mercury? Linux says, what's up, crew? You don't understand the swag. One gal Rigson says, some people were saying on Earth 2 Discord that GoChain is confirmed. No, it is not confirmed yet. GoChain is something that is possible. Well, we're going to be using something on the GoChain most likely, whether it is GoChain themselves or OMI, because again, I've said this probably about 30 times now, I probably sound like a broken record. It's that the founder of GoChain is following Shane on Twitter. And if he's following Shane on Twitter, that usually means that they have something. And again, Ecomi and the VV app, they use OMI, which is on GoChain. So they could be using OMI, they could be using GoChain or something on the GoChain, something that they're creating themselves. We don't know yet. W says, Linux, how old are you? I start to be ashamed for being from the same country as you are. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? Wangal says, I very much doubt they'd confirm that just now. It'd be all over Facebook. Yeah, same. Linux says, how old are you? How do you know where I'm from? It has to do with stop being conservative. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. Hey, speaking of alone, hey, Randy, what's up? Hope you're having a good day. I am. I went for a run this morning. I just took a quick shower, had a protein shake. I'm going to go drop off the tax things that I have to do, and that's going to be sad because that's a lot of money. But outside of that, some more things that were going on is the fact that we have not only big institutions going into Bitcoin, whatever, a lot of them are going into altcoins now too. To my knowledge, nobody has, outside of that one nightclub in Miami, has accepted DOGE as payment. I don't think Elon Musk will say, hey, yeah, we'll accept DOGE as payment for Teslas. I don't think that'd be responsible at all. But as I was going over last night, the big crypto winter that we might have is that some people, and I've thought more about it, saying like, okay, well, after the crypto winter or during the crypto winter, you sell here and then rebuy back in. Doesn't matter about short-term capital gains or long-term capital gains, those taxes that you incur. I just want to go over that real quick. There's nothing wrong with taking profit. However, comma, it depends on the state, like how much mental real estate that takes up for you. For me, and this is just me, is that let's say if I sell OMI at 12 cents, let's say by the end of the year it gets to 12 cents, and then we start to see like a dip because of crypto winter, which I don't think will happen, but that's another story. Let's say if it does happen, let's say it goes to 16 cents before it starts to dip. Okay, I didn't sell at the tippy top. No one's going to sell at the tippy top. It's impossible. But if it goes down, let's say 50%, and it goes down to 8 cents, again, historically, 2013, 2017, you see things take like a 70 or 80% haircut. Like you see things go like explode, like Shrek explode. And if that happens, then that's great. You're going to be able to buy this amazing company's OMI coin for so cheap. And you're gonna be able to buy it. Let's say if it was 16 cents, all right, 80% haircut. Let's say it goes down to 4 cents, 75% haircut. Then you sold at 10 cents. Now you get to rebuy at 4 cents. Okay, so you sold, let's say, $10,000 worth, or the profit was 10,000. So all right, take 30% of that minimum for taxes, for that short-term capital gains taxes. So that's $3,000. You're not gonna put back in. Now out of that 10K profit, you have $7,000 left. Or let's just say $6,000 because you put $4,000 for profit, because short-term capital gains is ridiculous. And then it goes back down to 4 cents. Okay, well you can buy that back and then gain some. So you could essentially get more of what you had for the same price, or you could just take some profit. Let's say 30% there and 20% for your profit to do something else, buy yourself something nice, go on vacation, and then buy the rest. So that's what you could do if you do that. Again, that's the way of doing it. I wouldn't be able to do that though, because I would freak out that, okay, well, I should have sold here, and then it's 8 cents. Should I buy here, or should I wait till 4? And then all right, I rebuy again at 6, and then it goes down to 2, and like I just myself, I won't be able to do that. I won't be able to sleep at night. But for some people, that's a alternative. They're like, no, it's how I pay my bills. It's how I do it. It was like, okay, well, that's good for you. Outside of that, we do have other altcoins that have been rising as well. Stellar Luna has been looking pretty good. I have heard of Elon Doge, or Doge Elon, where it's just a new coin. Some people are talking about that. I haven't looked into the fundamentals of that, but again, the fundamentals of Dogecoin in general are just not there. The fundamentals for something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, they're there. Even Litecoin is there. And again, OMI, the fundamentals are, if anyone reads their white paper, they are so good. They are in it for the long term. And I know a couple people saying like, oh, there's rumors that they just want to pump it just so they could sell it. If they were going to pump it just to sell it, they would have redone the mistake. And the mistake that happened was that in the coding that they had, 94 or 96 billion of the OMI tokens aren't available for like 1,800 years. Like they're not available like forever, and so they're not going to be able to be accessed. And if they wanted to just pump and dump it, the creators wanted to just like flip it, buy and sell, they would have reworked that. They would have done like, no, we're going to restart over. But they did that, taking money away from themselves, because that's what they had to do. And as they had to do that, that just, for me, it tells me that, okay, well, you're not going to take money from themselves unless you know this is going to be huge in the future. And again, the licenses that they got, the artwork that they put in, they put a lot of effort into it when they didn't have to. It's like Batman the Animated Series or Avatar the Last Airbender. It's like they could have made something not as great and it still would have been okay, but they just went above and beyond for that. And the same thing with OMI. Same thing with Earth 2, that had the opportunity to IPO or ICO very, very early, and the developer said, no, we want this to be a private company. We want this to be something like Binance. I think Bloomberg asked CZ of Binance, like, hey, it'd be good to go private. And the CEO of Binance said, well, this is just, what is like a really good, or this said you should go public. And CZ of Binance said, this is just something that, a good example of a really good private company. We don't want to take it public. So Coinbase went the other way, though. Coinbase went public, and Earth 2 could be public as well at some point, like Decentraland. They did not think Decentraland or Roblox would go public at all when they first started, but as it's become more and more commonplace, they're starting to do that a lot more. So again, Earth 2, OMI, VV, I don't know if any of them will ever go public, I think Earth 2 has the better option to do that. If so, that in-game currency, again, is going to go, that's going to have so many levels to that. Moving on. Hey, Jago in Brazil, what's going on? All right, only nine minutes behind comments. All right, says, morning. Johannes Hotko says, VeChain is a sleeping giant. Why do you think that? I have to look more into it. Again, it looks good. It's up. And a lot of these things that if there is a crypto winter, I have to get into that actually. The 2013 and 2017, yeah, you had these big rises and then a crypto winter, big rises and a crypto winter. And most of it had to do with why you had those big rises because Bitcoin had that halving, where the amount of mined, let's say, was 3,600 each day that were able to be mined, and then it halved, now only 1,800, and now only 900 are being able to be mined each day. And the next halving, and I think 2023, it's only going to be 450 that's going to be mined every single day. And when you have companies like Grayscale and MicroStrategy and Tesla, they're buying no matter what. They don't care, because you have, on average, it goes up about 200% a year. They don't care what it goes up to. They don't care what it goes down to. They're buying. And that just wasn't happening in 2013 and 2017. So a lot of people are missing that. A lot of people are missing the fact that, yes, a bunch of people right now, all of the stuff happened with Bitcoin. It happened to be with I don't want to say kids, but people like us, late 20s, early 30s, or 45 and below. It's like 30 and below for Bitcoin for most of those years. And you have these other companies now that are buying millions and millions of dollars. I think it was Grayscale. They're buying like $500 million worth. They just got approved for. And I don't know where they're getting it from, because only 900 are minted each day, and 2,700 are being taken off. And again, that's as of like a month ago. I don't know if that has changed at all. If it has, I'm sure it's only gone upward in that upward trajectory. Again, MicroStrategy, what they're doing, every time they get money, they just buy Bitcoin. Tesla, and the only reason Tesla sold was because to prove how liquid it was, which it was right. They were proven right. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. You're going to have the same thing happen with Ethereum. You're going to have the same thing happen with these coins that have really good fundamentals. Something like maybe Stellar Luna. I think Pi as well is something that is going to be, that has really good fundamentals as well, because it's developed by really good people. The white people, not the white people, the white paper is amazing. And the fundamentals of the three professors at Stanford, it works really, really well. I think it works better than Bitcoin. Not saying that it'll ever be the price of Bitcoin. It won't, because there's so many of them. But the fact that everyone can mine that is really good. Fundamentals for Stellar Luna are good. Fundamentals for OMI, same thing. And I don't know what Earth 2 is going to do. I hope they make a limited amount. I hope they don't continuously mint more and more and more, because that would upset me. That would make me feel like, again, if they do, let's say they only print, let's say, 100 million coins, and it's like, this was not enough at all. Like the price, let's say, $100 a coin at that point, then it's like, okay, we need to make 100 million more of these, because, people can't get in. They can't even buy one coin. So I hope they go big at the start. Let's say, 500 million, about 500 million coins, and then if they need to, they could scale down, even 1 billion coins, and then scale down if they need to. Honestly, that's not a lot, because OMI is already, it's burning at 750 billion. Let's say minus the 94, so about 656. And then out of that 656, that's not what's available in the marketplace. 340 billion were for the reserve wallet and for their vault. So you really have less than 300 that's available to the marketplace, to us, people like me and you. So 300 billion. So if Earth 2 decided to do something, I'd say 10 billion would be a good number, minting those coins. Because again, that might be a lot for us now. We're 400,000 users strong on Earth 2, but that's not going to be strong, a big number when we have 10 million people. That's going to be very, very weak, actually. So moving on, what's up? Says, okay, all right. Vittori Jean Pascal says, hi from Cambodia. Howdy, Vittori. How's it going? Cool Sheep says, donkey punch that like button for the real Randy Chavez Cougar Hunter. Real Randy Cougar Hunter. Slap that like button. That'd be great. Actually, I think my camera's looking a little cloudy, so let me real quick. Oh, yeah, much better. Why didn't you all tell me about that? Or maybe you did. Yeah, Linux is bae. Don't be attacking my Linux. We love Linux. 3D Mercury says, I decided to sell my drone and VR goggles to buy more OMI. Oh my. And wife says she give me also some saved money. I need to buy 900,000 to have 1 million and I will be happy. That's, yeah, again, if you have 1 million OMI, I highly suspect you being a millionaire in the future. And again, I'm only talking about mid 2020s, which is nothing for anyone that's in their 40s. I'm just saying I'm 30, and I'm looking at 2030, where I'll be 40, or late 2030. My birthday's in December. I'm looking at that as like still nothing, because I've had people over here in my chat, my subscribers, my friends say like, hey, I'm like 42, 43. I still feel like I'm in my 20s. Like, oh, all right. I'm 30. I still feel like a teenager. So I guess that works out. In 13 years, I'll only be 10 years older. I'll only be in my 20s still. And that's nothing. So if you hodl for something that's, again, just came out today. Bitcoin came out in what, 09? And now it's for 50,000. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. When we have something like this, if you hodl for 12 years, I'm not saying it's going to be 50,000 per one, but at $5, $10, that's not outside of the realm of possibility. It's not. And if we go 200x to be $1, and then we go 10x on top of that, oh my good golly gosh, that's so much. That is so much. That is so much money. Again, that's if we hodl, and some people will, some people won't. But for me, I'm buying the dip, getting as much as I can, because I believe in it that much. Again, risking retirement on it, risking everything I have on it. Moving on, 3D Mercury says, I have nice price today. Oh my God, you bought at such a good price, 3D Mercury. I'm jealous. I am jealous. John Robert Yellen says, I have a Jeep Commander that I'm fixing a few small issues with. I'll hopefully sell for 8K, putting it all into OMI. That's well over 1 million OMI right there. Congrats, John Robert Yellen. My man. Diego in Brazil says, hey Randy, how are you so bullish with OMI? Hopefully I just answered that. So just to go over fundamentals again, out of the 750 billion that were created, there was really only like 300 billion that are available to the marketplace. Maybe even a little less than that, because you had to have things go to investors. You had to have OMI that was given out to the licensors, because they needed money for that. They needed money to create OMI. They needed money to just get started and pay their salaries. But in order to get the licenses, that cost a lot of things. So you most likely going to be OMI for that. Not only that, but you have the people that have had it for 2 years, those contracts, and they're going to liquidate some. They're not liquidating everything. Like, it's not like they're going to have 75 billion OMI, which I think is that's what they have, is 75 billion OMI between all of them. That's not all going to go into the marketplace. Up to 25% can be, I think, but I think they're just going to take some profit, just enough in order to be comfortable with life, which is, again, what we want. But the fundamentals are there. It's a finite amount. Billions have already been burned. 3.7 billion has been burned, and millions are burned every single day. And this is what drops only happen once every other week. Now it's finally starting to be once a week, where we have, instead of once every 2 weeks. Last time we had Ultraman. Today we have Crypt skins. I've never even heard of that, which is, I love that they're doing it. I love that they're doing it now with things that we haven't really heard of. Ultraman. We haven't really heard of Crypt skins, and just building the hype. It's like, well, when something good gonna come up? But even still, they sell out in an hour. They sell out in an hour, and then the marketplace finally opened this morning. I forget who commented on one of my videos. They're like, yeah, marketplace is open. So that opened at 3 this morning, and or I saw the comment like 4 hours ago, so maybe 5 hours ago, so maybe it did before then. Outside of that, that's why I feel good about it, and I feel good about it because nobody knows about it yet. It's half a cent, and there's only 100,000 holders, and 250 to 300,000 active users. So that's why I'm very, very bullish, because they're growing slowly and they're doing it right. And the big catalyst, that it should be much higher. It should be about 2 cents by now. But again, because there's no people in it that know about it, and it's hard to buy. It's very hard to buy. There are reasons why it's for this price. It's hard to buy, when crypto goes down, rising interest rates. You're seeing this go down as well, and that's just what happens. So it should not be this price. It is very, very undervalued in my opinion. Not Financial Dice, not a financial advisor. Moving on. Jago in Brazil says, you were so positive on this ride, man. Thank you. Yes, no problem, Jago in Brazil. John Robert Yellen says currently have 528,000, buying 200,000 on Friday. So with the 8K, that's 1.333 repeating million OMI at 0.006. Wow, that's incredible. So you'll be able to have, yeah, keep that. You will have almost half of what I have once that's complete, which is amazing. Again, I think by mid 2020s this reaches $1, but again, that's just mid. That is short term. If you're thinking short term like that, which I might actually be considered midterm, but people that are 40 know that 20 years is nothing. People that are 30 know that 10 years is nothing, because my 20s went like that. And that's what, if we go hodl, same thing with Earth 2. We are on the precipice of something that has never been done before. These are trillion-dollar industries. Well, not yet, but these are the makings of trillion-dollar industries. And mark my words on it. There's some people who think, nah, probably not. It's probably just going to be a small share of the video game market, and it won't really grow that much. Okay, bet. Literally bet, because I'm betting everything on these. That's what I'm doing. So, HG Rock Online says pi and B to the moon. Yeah, I think B could be something as well. I just happen to like pi a little bit more. Link down below for pi in case you want that. Take a little swig of water here. John Robert Young says, LOL, develop, be really good. People be white people crazy. Yeah, I said white people before. I should have said white paper, but I fixed that, I think. Linux says, really good people, white people. Please don't make that a meme. Like, I don't, like, if maybe I don't care. It's probably gonna be a meme anyway. Nick Fingar says, morning Randy, took me a while to figure it out, but I bought some OMI. You did it, Nick, congratulations. Carl Frederick Anderson says, what's your prediction on OMI on May 11th? 0.0045? I don't know. I think there are some people that know that what's going to happen. Well, obviously we all know that's going to happen, but I think there are some big whales that know what's going to happen, and as soon as they sell, they're going to come in and skip that right up. I hope it goes much lower. I hope it goes to 0.004, because again, even at 0.006 or 0.008, that price doesn't make sense. So if it goes down to 0.004, oh, bet the house. Sell the freaking house. If I did have a house, you could be damn sure I'd be taking out an equity line of credit, or I would just borrow against it just to see what I could do, just to see how much more money I could get. God, that'd be ridiculous. I can't wait. Like, again, 150,000 that I'm going to put in is good, but I hope that I can get it as soon as possible, so I can buy that dip. I know exactly what's going to happen though. It's going to be going down to like 0.004. I'm going to buy like a couple thousand worth because that's all I'll have, and then what's going to happen is it's going to rise up to like 2 cents, and that's when I get my 150. It's like, okay, I'll put it in now because I have to, but yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Sub Cruz says, I have no idea what that means. John Robert Yellen says, what day is your birthday in December, Randy? Mine's, oh, cool, mine's the 15th, so December 15 is my B-day, so in case anyone cares about that. I started making videos on Earth 2 on December 14th, the day before my birthday. Thought it was pretty fun. Bait Maximo says, imagine Earth 2 with Vivi when Earth 2 official is a game. You can link a Vivi account with Earth 2, and then you can import cars, etc. that you have purchased from the Vivi app, and you can see them on. Yeah, I agree 100% that they'll probably have a partnership. Hey, I got 25 likes. Thank you guys very, very much. Also, I don't know what language that What's Up crew is saying, but don't be mean to Linux. Linux is my bae. Please don't do that. Jack says, just bought the dip. You did it, Jack. You did it. I want to. I have Bitcoin that I could sell. I have more value in OMI than I do Bitcoin already. So I want to keep those about even. And I still have Earth 2 that I need to buy. There's so much stuff. How low do you see OMI dipping to? Yeah, I would say about 0.0. I don't know. 0.004? 0.0035? Again, with all that flooding in the marketplace, and not only that, but it's hard for people to buy. It's only on a couple of exchanges. I only know Bit4x and Gate.io. I think AscendX has it as well. But once it gets on more exchanges, you're going to see that price double, and it'll triple again. That's exactly what's going to happen. Moving on. John Robert Yellen says, Bait Maximo. Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Amar Youssef says, hello from Dubai. What's up, Amar Youssef? How's it going? I continue to accumulate OMIs and in it for the long term. Their tokenomics are simply amazing. Agreed, 100,000%. That's why I'm buying as much as I can now. And the prudent move would probably be to sell my Bitcoin and buy it, which I have. I was at 0.8, then it was a 0.4. Now I'm at like 0.42 or whatever. I should buy. I should sell that to buy more OMI because the upside is ridiculous. Especially upside was ridiculous at like 0.008. Not 0.005. Upside's even more ridiculous. Yeah. So some people just look at it and they're like, "Oh, this is down 20% in the last month. Boy, were you guys wrong." Or it was down like almost 50% if you go from back when it was like 1.1 cents. It's like, yeah, but and that guy that spent 150,000 at 1 cent is thinking like, "Nah, poop, should have waited." But that's something where I hope I can get in at the low point. Which even if I can't, even if I get in at like 2 cents, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. In the future, in the long term, again, thinking long term down the line. Especially if I can get in before it's on these major exchanges. I don't want to not even major exchanges. Exchanges like the 3 more that are like Bit4x, that are like AscendX and Gate.io. That just helps. Once it gets on Binance, oh my God. And the CEO of Binance continues to tweet about that. Continues to tweet about altcoins, continues to tweet about coins that are attached to NFTs, how he underestimated them all these years, and how he's also very good friends with David Yoon, David from the developers of VV. So again, it makes a lot of sense that where we're at. Moving on. John Robert Yellen says there's a drop tomorrow, apparently. No idea what though. Yeah, it's Cripskins, I think. That's what's on. And then Linux says, what's up, crew, is going at it. He says, ciao, CIA? CIA? Oh man, I'm not part of them at all. John Robert Yellen says the VV guys was also saying that they could have a QR code at the start of a movie. Oh my God. John Yellen, really? Oh my God, can someone link where that was? That would be bananas, because we know that, again, their marketing hasn't even started yet also. Earth 2, you can make the argument, okay, well, yeah, they did something on Facebook and on Instagram. They had a couple ads there. Yeah, and maybe that's part of the reason for their audience, although, again, it went viral on TikTok before then, but VV has not gone viral, to my knowledge. It hasn't gone viral on TikTok or Snapchat or on Facebook or what have you. And they also, I have not seen any ads for it yet. They have not yet begun to advertise both of those companies. And that's what's scary good, like scary in the best way, because the amount, not the poop show, but yeah, the poop show of people flooding in. In fact, I got 30 likes, thank you guys, of flooding in that's going to be able to take these guys to the moon. Again, that's very, very quickly. When things have happened in the past going to the moon, Bitcoin was the fastest to be like $1 trillion in 12 years. But that's going to be, you're going to see that eventually as slow. You're going to see that eventually as, oh, well, they have 40, or they had 12 years to do that. And that's the fastest at this time, but the world changes so rapidly that is going to be considered slow in 10 years. I guarantee it. It's like, oh, well, this went to $1 trillion, a lot quicker than Bitcoin did. And Bitcoin still has room to grow. Bitcoin is not going to just be, a $10 trillion market cap. I say that becomes, 20 trillion, 50 trillion probably by 2030s. And just as that rises, all coins are just going to shoot to the moon, just like what's the next Bitcoin. And if you have something like OMI, which is attached to, again, $1 trillion industry that's attached to virtual art, virtual NFTs, especially QR codes at the beginning of movies, I guarantee you're going to have something like, they have all Cartoon Network, they have all Hasbro, you're going to have it written into the shows. Like, what do they have? Was it Ghostbusters or Transformers? 80s cartoons were made specifically to sell toys. That's what happened. They have new characters each week so they could sell that toy. I guarantee you see that was like, oh, hey, check out this NFT in the commercials or in the actual show as well, playing with their NFTs. What happened in Spaceballs when you had Lord Helmet playing with his Spaceballs action figures? You're going to have things like that in there. It's going to be so ubiquitous in society that you're going to have things, commercials, which it was already on commercials in Italy for Earth 2. So it's hit mainstream in many different ways. And you can't go a week without more articles in magazines, more articles wherever talking about it. And again, tip of the iceberg, just on the precipice of it. Moving on. Freedom Mercury says the plan is to buy a minimum of 1 million OMI, and then we'll take 5% profit at 10 cents. After that, we'll take 15% at 50 cents and 50% at $1. The rest stays for retirement. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. So let's see what we got here. So I did the Bengals earlier, and I was like, All right, I got one. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. All right, guys, that is my 30-minute thing. Every 30 minutes I go on my Patreon list because they deserve it. They support the channel with Patreon. I love you all. Thank you guys for 30 likes. So Freedom Mercury is saying that and that's a good way to do it if you want to scale up. But for me, because I hate paying the government those taxes, I am not going to sell anything for at least a year. And when I say sell, I'm not going to sell the whole kit and caboodle. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go and scale, maybe 5%, 1%, whatever it is, just because so I don't have to incur those short-term capital gains. So whenever I buy that big block 150K, both Bitcoin and OMI, it's going to be end of May, early June. So I won't sell anything until Q3 of next year. And then what I'm going to do with that is, again, as I take profit, whatever I take, let's say $30,000, $10,000 to be for taxes, and the other stuff, I don't know, if it dips after I sell, I'll reinvest. If it doesn't, then I'll just, I don't know, Aria Realty wants to start a real estate company with me, and I might do that. I don't know. We'll keep you all posted on that. Phoenix15 says, my phone betrayed me. I said, remind me, and it didn't. Oh no, Phoenix, no. You got to set like reminders on your clock. But it's all good. We've only been here for 35 minutes. We're going to be going for much, much longer than that. I usually stream an hour and a half in the morning, an hour and a half at night now, because that is what the Chavez friends demands. John Robert Yellen said, they also said that if you go to a book signing or similar, the celebrity could sign your NFT on your phone, and then you get a signed NFT, which would be rare. Oh, that's actually a really good idea. And that's what I love about these as well. Artists, this is really going to affect artists in Earth 2 more, is that the artists of NFTs, or artists in general, let's just go with Ken Sugimori and Mitsuhiro Arita from Pokemon. They are very well known in the Pokemon world, but if I sell a Charizard or I buy a Charizard from someone, they don't get that. The same thing with art. You know, an artist sells a painting for $1,000, and then it sells for $3,000 and $10,000, $100,000. The original artist doesn't get kickbacks off that. But what's happening with NFTs is that these artists are being able to go on, and they get a piece every time that piece of art sells. So in Earth 2, you're going to see that. You're going to see a huge boom in art. For the NFTs here that we're doing in VV, I don't know if the artist will have that, but if you have it signed by the artist, in Pokemon, for let's say like Mitsuhiro Arita, because he signs everything, whatever you have, whatever card you have from Mitsuhiro Arita, the value of that doubles with his signature. But with Ken Sugimori, add a 0 to that. Literally 10x it. That's exactly the value. Could that happen here? It depends on, and this, I'm just going to let you know how to gauge if something's available or not. Depending on how many signatures are out there, depending on how often these people make public appearances, that's what's going to determine the value of a signature. In general, value of signature will make it go up, but if it's someone that, you know, goes out all the time and signs everything, yeah, it might make it 1.5 times more valuable, or maybe even double. But if it's someone that just, let's say they're contracted to not do that, that could 10x. Like, let's say if that NFT in general, let's say if you have it at most are selling for 1,000, that's got a signature on it, 10,000 if that person doesn't sign all the time, because there's going to be such a demand for that. There always is for signatures. Nice. I have a nice 54 people here. Phoenix says, I hope it goes to 0.001. Oh my God, if it does that, we're going to be the richest people on the face of the earth. Yeah, that'd be insane. If it goes to 1/10 of 1 penny. John Robert Yellen says, my birthday's the 19th. Close, but no cigar. My friend Espins was on the 19th. Friend Tina's on the 20th. I got a lot of friends. Birthday's in December. But yeah, December 15th. I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably stream. Also, at some point, I might do a 24-hour stream. It's going to be really boring. I'm going to have to hire 2 or 3 people to just film me for like 8 hours each, and then just keep it going, just to walk you through my day. Moving on, Anthony R says, how can I buy OMI? Bit4x, AscendX, or Gate.io. I use Bit4x, or Ari Realty does for me. Nick Buckelder says, could you imagine QR codes on commercials for Disney Channel, NFL after movies? Well, they have NFL. So something just crossed my mind. Yes, advertising is going to happen. They have NFL. Like OMI, or the VVverse, they have NFL and NFL Players Association. It's very possible you see something on the Super Bowl. And that always has 100 million people watching every single year. That would be one of the most bananas things in the world. That I don't know if they could handle that. Let's say out of the 100 million people that are watching, even if 5% of those 5 million people just right there, that'll crash the website. Like 5 million people all at once, that'd be ridiculous. And honestly, if I ever get on TV again, I was on TV a couple times back in the day. Once for Comic-Con, once for Trust Not Like Darth Maul at a Star Wars premiere. If I ever get on like actual, I'm just gonna be like, by OMI, go on Earth 2, follow the real Randy Chavez. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what I'd do, but you could be damn sure it'd be free advertising for us. Oh, moving on. Kaibagon says, Anthony R, buy Bitcoin on Cash App. Yep, transfer to Bit4x, and then transfer Bitcoin to a spot account, then trade Bitcoin for USDT. Use USDT to buy OMI, then transfer that OMI wallet transfer from Bit4x. Good job. Full commission solar salesperson here. What's your view with solar in the future? Oh, that's a really good one. So people are hardcore underestimating solar. A lot of people for many years like, yeah, solar is good for the environment, but the cost is way up here. But people do not know, they do not realize, whether it's Moore's Law or Wright's Law or whatever it is, but as things get, the more you make, the cheaper it is. So that cost has been coming down in a very, very big way. And right now, for Tesla, if you, let's say you didn't even buy them, if you rent them, if you lease those solar panels, the amount of money you save, well, get free installation, but the amount of money you save is more than it would cost. Like you are literally getting paid to do that, because the amount of electricity you use, the amount of money you're getting for that, more than pays for your electricity. So you're literally getting paid to lease Tesla solar panels. Put that in with the Powerwall. Again, everything is going to be so much cheaper in the future. But it is already. Tesla's leader in that, and that's why I have 188 shares of Tesla and I'm never selling. Why? Because that's something that is invaluable. That's something that a lot of people in the past, I think countries like Germany or Norway, they tried to actually shut off their electricity. Coal mine, all those coal mining shops and whatever, and just use wind and solar. And it would have worked if the battery storage was right, but they didn't have anywhere to store it. And they soon found out, like, oh, well, the sun goes down and wind doesn't always blow. But Tesla's solving that problem. They're being able to take that grid, take all that energy, and store it in their power walls. And that is going to be hundreds of billions of dollars. They're going to do as much with solar as they do with cars. I guarantee it. And that solar is one of the future things. There's a couple of, like, I did a good news thing like 6 months ago where it's like, hey, there's a couple of these plants in like Wyoming or whatever that closed down their coal mining processes and started putting wind and solar in there, not because they were good-hearted, but because it was cheaper. So it's starting to become cheaper. That reverse S-curve where it goes super cheap is not just coming. It's already here. I have a booger. I'm sorry. It's already here. So that's a great question, and that's why I bought Tesla. I continue to buy Tesla. Well, I don't continue to buy. I haven't continued to buy it in a couple months now. But if it goes below 600 again, I'll buy another share. John Robert Young says, Anthony R, you can also just buy USDT straight from Bit4x and transfer it to your spot account and buy OMI. Fees are a little higher that way though. All right, only 9 minutes behind the comments. What is OMI and what are the price predictions? Sorry, new to OMI. Is this like Doge? No, not like Doge at all. Doge has the worst fundamentals I have ever. Like, remember when Qui-Gon Jinn says about Anakin, like he has more midichlorians than I've ever seen in a life form, and Obi-Wan's like, even Master Yoda doesn't have a midichlorian count that high. Doge has the worst fundamentals I've ever seen in a crypto. You can't do anything with it. Like hundreds of thousands are made each day. Like it's just, I would never buy that. Now that being said, you can go and buy Doge for 60 cents right now, and it could be worth $2 by Saturday because of Elon Musk being on SNL. I don't know short term. Long term, there's nothing you can do with it. Like maybe at some point, if you say, oh, you can stake or you can make NFTs, maybe. But again, you have hundreds of thousands of new Doge coming out each day. It's not, it's not worth it at all. Moving on from that, OMI, the fundamentals are so great. There's a limited amount, more and more burned each day, and the fact that the price is going down is very good, and I'll tell you why. Because the more gems that are spent, now that the marketplace is open for VV, the more OMI is burned. So now instead of, let's say at a penny, each gem spent is 100 OMI burned. But now that's at half a penny, each gem spent is 200 OMI burned. So the burn becomes greater and greater. And they have a drop tomorrow. So you're going to see like 10 million OMI burn tomorrow, just tomorrow because of the drop. I think sometimes it's delayed by a day, so maybe on Friday, but that's going to be ridiculous. That is going to be one of the biggest burns we've seen so far because it's so small. The price is so small. And we are getting one of the best coins that I think by mid-2020s can become $1. And that's we can get it now for half a penny. It's 200x in like 4 or 5 years, and that's kind of midterm for me. I'm thinking long term 2030. I think by 2030 it goes to $3. I think by the 2030s, I honestly believe that goes $5 to $10, just because of the fact that how again $1 trillion industries, Earth 2 and VV and OMI is a big part of that. Big part of that. Kima McCoy says, did Gary reveal anything empowering OMI today? No, he delayed it. Like last night, he was just like, I'm not feeling this right now. We're gonna have to delay it. I don't know when. Could be this month. Could be next month. I don't know. If anyone's seen recent tweets from him, but on my stream last night, they were saying, no, Gary just tweeted this that he's delaying it. So I don't know if that's why Ethereum went down. I don't know. Moving on. We love you, Randy. Oh, Oliver Jones Music, my bae. He's going to be singing at Chaveztopia for certain things, whether it's the Chaveztopia Olympics or the Chaveztopia ribbon cutting ceremony, where we all finally enjoy stuff. But yeah, he's bae. Great voice, great singer. Jay Silva says, what's up, Randy? How's it going, Jay Silva? Maxwell Cook says, just got through watching Gary on Crypto Banter. He mainly talked about his personal NFT website. Okay, so that's probably what the Ethereum is going to be. Gary NFTs. Maybe he's going to make his drawings NFTs, whatever. His fans will eat that up because that's what he does. Jay Soul says Oliver Jones Music NFT autographs. Yeah, that'd be good because he's very, very talented, and the fact that he's in Earth 2, he's probably going to be one of the musicians like my friend Mr. J1S that are going to blow up once Earth 2 comes in and comes into their own, and we don't just have a couple 100,000 viewers or a couple 100,000 users. We have several million users. They go, oh, Oliver Jones, and they're gonna like his music. They're gonna like his music while they play. Actually, if there might be an app, or not an app. There might be a setting on the Earth 2 app or on the Earth 2 game, similar to Tesla, where you could be able to upload your own music and play your own music as your avatar walks. And I guarantee a lot of people go with Oliver Jones just because his music's really good. Or Mr. J1S, again, good buddy of mine. Oliver Jones is like. Maxwell Cook says, eventually you'll be able to get VV NFTs autographed by the artist. Confirmed. Thank you, Maxwell Cook. You are the best. Grumpy Top 5 says, hi, Randy. I had to take a few days off E2. What's new? Not much. We're just talking about Oliver Jones going to the moon. We have Guidebook Gaming that always has their, They have their streams at night that they give away class 1 tiles. I give away class tiles in Chaveztopia. And just hypothesizing on why it's going to be big. So, moving on, 6 Pacalypse says, when do you think is phase 2? Could be June, could be July. It's definitely going to be in Q3 if it's not in Q2. I don't think they wait until the end of the year to do that. I think because again, it's ready to go. They just wanted to connect the crypto to it. and they haven't announced crypto yet. So they're going to announce, let's say next week, that we're going to announce the crypto in 2 weeks. And so maybe end of May they announce the crypto, and then June they actually do phase 2. So because again, it's ready to go. They just had to attach that to it. Curtan55 says, isn't Doge the same code as Bitcoin? Just Control F changed Bitcoin to Dogecoin? No. Again, Bitcoin is just a finite amount. Doge has many going each day. John Robert Yellen says, grumpy, nothing's new on E2 really. 3D map was rolled out. Also, heat map was updated as well. He said price filters, but other than that, it's the same developments which we're waiting to hear about. But yeah, heat map had rolled out as well, so go check that out. Gary also said he might speak tonight on it. Oh, that's interesting. Says, yeah, his drawings of the NFTs. Okay, so that'll be cool. I don't know how many he made of them. If he did, let me know. If he answered how many he made of them. Vittori Jean Pascal says, about Gary, at least we know about his plan, sell his own drawings. Yeah, and again, that's something that's going to be big because he's got millions of followers and they're all going to get into it. Like 12K, Gary, and oh, whoa, they're going to go for a lot. I am not going to buy those. Not because I don't think it's a decent investment, just because I have other things that I have to buy, like Earth 2, OMI, and Bitcoin. Doge is a fork of Litecoin. Oh, interesting. Grumpy Top 5 says, thank you for replying, John. Salutes everyone. I don't have Cash App. Can I just buy Bitcoin from the Binance app? You cannot do it on Binance yet. Oh, actually, Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin you can buy on Binance. I thought it was on OMI. But yeah, Bitcoin. And that's the other thing. Earth 2, when their crypto comes out, it's probably only going to be on a couple of different places. It might be on maybe Bit4x, Ascendex. It might be on, Gate.io. Is Gate.io? Yeah. So it's going to be hard to buy as well. You might even be able to do it directly from the E2 site. I'm not sure, but if you want that crypto, it's going to be hard to get at first. That's something that I think can also be done on Binance. That's also something that could be done eventually on Kraken and on other things. So, like I said, it's going to be slow starting, even though the first couple days is going to shoot up to the moon. It'll settle out, trade sideways until it gets on a bigger exchange, which again will go to the moon because it will. Moving on, John Robert Yellen says, no problems, Grumpy. Oh, totally awesome. Good morning. Good morning. How art thou? So today's plan is going. If it dips below 0.005 for OMI, I'm gonna send Aria Realty some Bitcoin so he can buy some more OMI for me because that's what I do. Because it, again, I liked it at 0.008 cents. I like that at a penny. At half a penny, I love it. So that's what I'm gonna do. And Bitcoin, I was buying at 65,000. I was buying at 59,000, went down to 42,000. I was buying there. I was buying at 65,000, and I'm buying here now. So as soon as I have money, I buy Bitcoin and I buy OMI. Earth 2 is a little bit easier to buy because prices don't fluctuate that much. So it's much easier to buy in Chaveztopia or wherever. Moving on from that, Phoenix15 says, can I transfer that to Bit4x and the whole swap? Yes, you can. You should be able to. Is the crypto confirmed? Crypto is not confirmed yet. It's probably going to be on the Go chain. It might be OMI. It might be Go chain itself. It might be something that they create themselves. We don't know yet. Ooh, sorry. Company5 says did on Binance, so why Earth 2? AW did it on Binance. So why Earth 2 not? Again, they might not do it right away. Excuse me. Something to get on Binance is usually something that's pretty popular already. Where Earth 2, again, has a couple 100,000 users, but we're still very early to the game. If anyone remembers The Big Short, Christian Bale plays Michael Bradbury, and he just knows exactly what's going to happen, and just says, we might be a bit early, but this is going to happen. We're early to OMI, we're early to Earth 2. We gotta wait. Like, yeah, some people could get in at just the right time right beforehand, but you can't calculate that. There's no way to quantify when that's going to be. Daddy Dollars says, what's up, man? You're doing a lot of live streams now. I love it. Yeah, Daddy Dollars. Because again, I have at night, when I stream after Guidebook Gaming at 10:15, it is something that people in Europe can't view it because it's so super late or super early for them over there. Although when I do go for like an hour and a half, I have a couple of people say, hey, I'm just waking up. Real Randy Chavez stream. This is a good day. It's a good day. So I do enjoy that. Being able to come up with them in the morning, but I like that. I feel like consistency with people It gets you into a pattern. It gets you into like, oh, all right, got my coffee, got Randy Chavez live stream. This is a good morning. So I get that with them, but I get that's how people end the night. Like if anyone remembers Walter Cronkite from, that's people would go to bed. He was like the news person for years, and they would watch him and go to bed. I want to be someone that says like, oh, people can watch in the morning and at night. You have this news person that talks about what he thinks about, that talks about what he and I haven't really gone past finance. I mean, we could go on forever about aliens and how I think we're in a simulation and all that, and how we but I don't think that's what people click here for. I think they're here for the OMI and the other news. Maybe I'll do another stream and they have just what I think about aliens and what I think about Bigfoot and all that, because that'd be fun. But I also want people to remember the Chavez name. Like I want to be, maybe it's a little vain of me or a little selfish, I want to be remembered. Unlike George Costanza, who's like, I want to be forgotten. Drop a comment if you know that, if you get that reference from George Costanza. I want to be someone who's like, oh, hey, like people tell their kids eventually, like, hey, the reason why we have this house, the reason why we have great dental insurance, why we is because the real Randy Chavez, who was right about this, and this, said, hey, get into OMI, get into Earth 2, and 10 years later, hey, you were born. I met your wife. I met your mom because I had a lot of money. I was able to, whatever. And again, money doesn't buy happiness, but I want people to say like, hey, we have this because of him, and I want to be remembered that way. So that's why I try to stream a lot. John Robert Yellen says, not 100% confirmed, but they released a cryptic tweet which points to something on the GoChain network, so they are either going to make their own or go with another one. Yeah, agreed. And I promise you, next week, I'm going to figure out that tweet where it says golds of ore and pirates or something like that. I will figure that out. That's going to be really fun. That's going to be a lot of fun to figure out. Jay Silva says, Binance requires $1 million listing fee unless they've got a working product with lots of volume. Then it's less than $1 million. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, clearly they have that. And although Earth 2 said they had a 7-figure acquisition, an acquisition could mean that they have acquired a spot on Binance, and the CEO of Binance has said they have really underestimated altcoins that are attached to NFTs like OMI, and clearly they already have NFTs in Earth 2 as far as the Easter eggs go. And when asked about it, Shane said, well, each tile is unique, so ... They could be considered NFTs. Sorry, I'm rearranging myself there. Sorry about that. I am so hungry. All I had was a protein shake after my run. I cannot wait to go get food. I don't even know what it's going to be. It's got to be something because I got to work out shoulders later. That's not shoulders. Outside of that, that would be crazy. That's actually a good idea. So if they said, let me read that once more. If Binance has $1 million listing fee and Earth 2 has said that they have a they have a 7-figure acquisition that they just pretty much signed, and they didn't say that could be anywhere from $1 million to almost $10 million. Maybe they have the thing on GoChain, because GoChain came out, that tweet where the founder of GoChain followed Shane, that came out before the announcement that they had a 7-figure deal. So that could be it. Oh my God. That could be it. They could have something and then they could list it on Binance. And again, the connection that we have, if it is OMI, the CEO of Vivi said expect to see it on 4 different exchanges in the next by the end of the year. So if you have them saying like they had a deal where they say, okay, well, you can use our OMI coin if you agree to put up the fee for Binance. That's so many moving parts, but that's possible. The connection is there. Oh my God, if OMI is attached to not just one, but 2 titans in multi-trillion-dollar industries, I like, mind is blown. I cannot wrap my head around that. How much? That could be $5 by the end of the decade. Oh my God, I'm blown away by the fact that could happen. And but even if it doesn't, even if they do something else on GoChain and that's it, and they get on Binance right from the start, Earth 2's going to that. That's why, again, you should have money saved specifically for Earth 2. Grumpy Top 5 says, if they don't go crypto/NFT, they will shoot themselves in the foot. I think they should come natural when those, absolutely. You're going to have these people, and anyone who's smart can read the writing on the wall and knows where the future's going. It's NFTs, it's crypto, that's the future. I've said that for a long time. Or no, that's a lie, not a long time. Since I got into it a couple months ago, and people are like, what are NFTs? Like, what are you talking about? This person's crazy. He's finally gone off the deep end. I've not. Remember and now I'm comparing myself to the Joker, but in Dark Knight, when I think Gamble or Nickel, whatever his name, goes to Joker and says, "This fool is crazy," and he's like, "I'm not crazy. I've been called that before. Oh, I got 40 likes. Thank you, everybody. And it has been an hour, so. So much for my happy ending. Oh, so much for my happy ending. Oh. Thank you, Avril Lavigne. Thank you, my Patreon members. That means a lot. That really helps support the channel. So does liking and commenting and subscribing. That does the channel well as well. Love you all. Grumpy Top 5. My English very illegal. I do apologize. No, your English is fine. Your English is great. Grumpy Top 5. Where are you from? Because it's I understand everything. Jay Silva says maybe it's more now. $1 million was last year pre this cycle. What was $1 million last year pre this cycle? Let me know. Kavigan says, bro, would listen to a podcast from you? Oh, thank you. So maybe I will do that at some point. Maybe I'll go and make a third stream, and it's just going to be a podcast about again what I like, what I think about, and I feel like a lot of you guys are similar to me, in which I've asked people like in the past, like, oh, it's like, what do you think about? And they look at me like nothing. It's like, what do you mean? Like when you just sit alone, like you don't think about things, like you don't. Like, oh, what would happen? Like Marvel's coming out with a whole series called What If on their Disney Plus streaming, and like that's great. That's kind of how my brain works. Like, oh, what if Heineken suddenly sprouted arms and legs, and it was like that episode of Rugrats, and that giant bottle is like, drink me, because Tommy didn't like his bottle, and what if that's downright terrifying to an alcoholic. And it's like, oh my God, it's calling me. Just stuff like that. It would be. I think it would be fun. I'd probably have like 3 viewers, but again, if the people demand it, I'll do it. People demand I make a Megacity. People demand I get on Discord. I do this. So what you want, you get. Manny2F said, wait to buy after the tokens are unlocked. Price will drop automatically due to tokens in circulation. I think it will also, but also. It might not. I just have this feeling that some big whales are already in, that are just gonna come in and they're just gonna basically cross trade. They're gonna sell, they're gonna buy. Me being one of them. But I won't have that money on May 11th. But again, you're right. It probably will. But for me, because I don't know or care what it does short term, I buy whenever I have money. Kurtan55 says, I'm collecting as much Class 1 tiles as possible and holding with diamond hands. I don't give a F. Do it. Her95, yeah, that's great. I have a bunch in Antarctica. I have a bunch everywhere. So yeah, keep holding on. Grumpy Top 5 says, anyone witnessed AW/TLM drop like that? It started on $7. LOL, dropped down 20 Ps in no time. Not sure what 20 Ps are, or what AW or TLM is. Randy, the little B of crypto, very based. Little B of crypto. I'll take that. Little B. I'll take that. I think that means I'm young. So we got Manny2FS says, he said that he has no plans for other utilities of the OMI coin. Who said that they don't have plans for other utilities of the OMI coin? Yeah, let me know. JSO says, OMI won't be connected to Vivi. It doesn't make sense. Their code is already written. OMI is already connected to Vivi. Like it's already, that's how they sell NFT, is how they burn. So JSO, let me know what you mean, because that John Robert Young says, oh, so they might list their new crypto on Binance and it'll go crazy. Yeah, that's what Earth 2 I think is going to happen. It says, I need to buy whatever it is as soon as it drops. If it is OMI, then yeah, if it's OMI, we're loaded. I mean, we're going to be loaded already. But so whatever it is, again, that's just a theory. They could just have that and it could be on like one exchange, and we might be able to get it in-game currency, because they've said in the past that, hey, we're going to have, we have the ability to change your $1 or your dollars to in-game currency, whatever's in there. And they already have. They said, okay, well, now your dollars are worth E-dollars, and one E-dollar is the same as one US dollar. So I think that's just their stable coin. E-dollars is a stable coin the same way that gems are the stable coin of VV, and so on and so forth. Oh, Jay Silva says won't be connected to Earth too. Gotcha. Well, just because I didn't have plans for it, like I didn't have plans to retire as soon as I did. It just happened. I didn't. 45 likes. You guys are the best. You know, I didn't have plans to go and do a lot of things, but I think things just happened. So if he said that recently, then you're right. Okay, then it won't be OMI. But if he had said that, you know, like 6 months ago, okay, well, things happened. That was 6 months ago. Matthew W says, I dropped some good money on OMI, so hopefully all this prediction comes true. If so, we're having a good old party. Yeah, an old-fashioned party is definitely what's needed. Like, and I like old-fashioned things. I like things that I like sitting with a large cup of whiskey and listening to old songs, like old whether. And I don't want to say not even old as like 70s and 80s. I mean old like 50s, like, you know, doo-wop is good. Beatles, yeah, they're pretty old. They're from the 60s. Yeah, I like listening to Sweet Emotion. I like listening to the Beatles. Anything doo-wop. Frankie Lyman is great. Like all that different stuff. Just and apparently, this one girl I dated, Ariana, she's like, "You're such a cliche." I was like, "What?" It's like, "Oh, a veteran sitting with a glass of whiskey, listening to old stuff." Like, screw you. I'm feeling myself. So. Moving on, Boris Zilovsky says it will not be OMI because it will also be missing if the VV goes viral, and after all, OMI is in a closed circle of VV. It is, but there's nothing stopping people from buying, you know, like a million OMI and using it for their own game. Like, again, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, again, a million is nothing, but they have the money. They could do almost whatever they want. Again, it's probably not going to be, it's going to be something on GoChain. It probably won't be OMI, but it is possible. Like, it's a greater than 0% chance that it's happening, even if it most likely won't. John Robert Yellen says, if OMI goes to $100 a coin, I'll be doing so much good in the world. Buy real estate to rent out and use the money to relax and help out the community. If OMI goes to $100 a coin, which, you know, by 2050, sure. Yeah. Again, nothing's outside the realm of possibility, especially when they're continuously going to be burned. And again, this is the beginning of them. Who knows? And it only took 12 years for Bitcoin to become $1 trillion, you know, asset. And Dogecoin is number 4 crypto, and that's a joke. That is literally a joke. It was made as a joke. It is a joke. Elon Musk tweets it and says, "Oh my God, hiccups! Oh my God, that hurt." Because it was a joke. I'm dying. Oh God, kill me. Because it was a joke. But this OMI is something that has great fundamentals. Is something that is going to be huge. So for it to go to, right now market cap is only $1 billion. That is nothing. $10 billion would be like would be 6 cents, which again is also nothing. So again, going to 60 cents by 2023 is again not out of the realm of possibility. That is very, very easy for us to 100x, you know, by that time, or 112x or whatever you have it. Moving on, John Robert Young says, I was thinking of setting up a scheme where vets can apply to a fund I own and have pet treatments paid for where their owners can't afford it. That's a good idea too. I was talking about something like that with my girlfriend. For those that don't know, my girlfriend's a veterinarian. Something along those lines. It might not work for her because she doesn't own her own business. I think it would have to work with the owners of those hospitals. But unfortunately, just some things. There's these other companies that you can't own a hospital unless you're a veterinarian, which is great. But you have these companies that come in, I think VPP is one of them. They buy up all these small hospitals and they partner with a veterinarian. Say like, hey, you'll be 50% partner in this. Just we're going to buy it. We're just going to take 50% of the profits, and they do it. And then the veterinarian doesn't have as much control as they would, and it's really not right. It's not fair because some things that could help hospitals can't be done. It can't be implemented because the big corporations like VPP come in and they just buy it. So no, you can't do that. So I think if we could do that, but again, to buy a hospital, it costs hundreds of thousands, like millions of dollars, especially in New York. So yeah, maybe if maybe if this gets high enough and I have like, let's say $30 million, and that should only be at like $1, which is pretty soon. Then I could start doing that with hospitals as well. But again, there is a big responsibility that we have when we become millionaires. Yeah, some people piss it away. The curse of the lottery. A lot of people are broke. Definitely tell people about OMI, but mostly like I've seen some horror stories where families suddenly think like, oh, you have money, and who they haven't talked to in a while, like you get these sob stories. I get that all the time. All the time I see that. Yeah, I see that on the Earth 2 Facebook and the VV Facebook. It's like, oh, my sister has a treatment that I can't afford. Can you please bid as much as you can? But don't bid in jams. Bid in. Give me PayPal or Zelle or Cash App, and I just I'll always stay on the marketplace. And sometimes you have to be an a-hole because there's going to be no end of sob stories. There's going to be no end of these people asking for money. Then it happens all the time to me. Grumpy Top 5 says, Netherlands, where's everyone from? Well, technically I'm from Peru, but I'm pretty much considered American since I have fought and served for the United States Air Force. I reside in New York, Long Island. I'm going to be going to Florida next year with the girlfriend. Toad Alley Awesome says, have you ever met any celebrity in the past and experience story? I peed next to the the Priceline negotiator, William Shatner, at a Mets game in like 2011. That was about it. Yeah, that was the only one. Outside of that, any big celebrities? I probably have. I'm just derping on it right now. I want to meet Lindsay Sterling. She's great. I met the cast of Ruby, RWBY. It's a really good like American-made anime from Rooster Teeth. So I met them. I met a couple people from Daredevil, mostly at Comic Cons. These are at. I haven't met any big ones like Luke Skywalker. I haven't met like Harrison Ford or anything, or Mark Hamill. But yeah, I'd like to. I think that'd be fun. I'd definitely like to do that at some point. Media 15 says podcast. Wait, where would you stream? Where can you stream? Honestly, I think this would be the only place that I would be able to do that. I don't really have a Spotify or anything, so this might be the only place I can do it. John Robert Yellen says, Grumpy from the UK here. Nice. David Koo. Manny Tuo says, it's written in the medium explaining the token unlocks. Oh, okay. Interesting. GameX Hostile says, why does OMI keep dropping? Glad I haven't bought any yet. It keeps dropping because right now is because a couple of reasons. There was fear because Janet Yellen, I don't know if she's still chairman of the Federal Reserve or she's former chairman, but she just said, yeah, interest rates should rise to combat, so-and-so. I was like, you dumb mother flapper. Definitely should not rise. Definitely should not be doing that. Why? Because it's not. It doesn't need to. It doesn't need. Interest rates probably should have risen because they're artificially low. The Fed keeps them low, so our money is good for the economy. But whether it does rise or it doesn't rise, I made the mistake when I said you dumb motherfucker. They probably should rise because they've been kept artificially low for years. But the U.S. is in so much debt, and that's why people are leaving the dollar. That's why a lot of people, the billions of dollars that's going into Binance, is because Bitcoin, but they're also buying altcoins. People are they feel safer buying altcoins than they do the dollar. Definitely Bitcoin. Again, countries are leaving their. Turkey proposed to ban Bitcoin, but that never happened. A lot of things go down because of stuff that happens in the news. People have a knee-jerk reaction to it, but you've never had adoption like this. You've never had all these ETFs filed with a chairman of the board of the SEC that is very pro-crypto. So all of these, I guarantee, are going to be approved. There's already approved ones in Canada, and there's already approved ones in Brazil. So when this happens in October, you're going to see such a huge spike. Again, 150, 200,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. And you're going to see altcoins are going to follow. Because if Bitcoin goes up 4x, you can be damn sure altcoins are going to 20x. Which again, that's why I don't think seeing 10 cents of OMI by the end of the year is outside of the realm of possibility. It's not. You have all these positive catalysts that have been going in. They have all these crazy licenses. Alfred Kahn. They pretty much confirmed Pokemon without confirming Pokemon. They have Marvel. I'm pretty sure they're going to have Disney. They at least have their foot in the door with Disney. They have the NFL. They have all these big, amazing brands. Cartoon Network, have, Adventure Time, and it's been trading sideways and going down for the past, since it was since it was 1.1 cents. And the reason why it's down is because you have people like Janet Yellen saying, well, interest rates should rise, which they should, but when former chairman of the Federal Reserve says that, then okay, people get nervous. People get nervous when Biden said, like, oh, we want to raise the capital gains tax to 50-something%. Like, that's ridiculous. You don't have the capital gains tax that much. You know what that's going to do to the economy? Raythax says, I would like to drop $500 in Chavez City Center if you are selling, Randy. If not, I will go find resources to buy. I usually don't sell styles in Chavez-topia, but which city center? Because I have stuff on the right. Also, thank you so much, Raythax, for that $50 super chat. There's two ends right now, and both are really big. One end is the Chavez-topia on the right. One end is Chavez-topia on the east, or on the left, and they're all Chavez-topia. It's all going to be one thing. They are connected already. But I'm not sure where the city center is going to be yet. So I will let you know. Your choice, whatever you think is best. I will let you know about that. I will see if I can sell. Let me know how many tiles you want, and then we'll work out something. So moving on back to where I was when people were saying, yeah, why does it keep dropping? They haven't bought yet. You have these things that Janet Yellen's saying, and they're only on a few exchanges. And that's why people can't buy. It's hard to have a crazy amount of volume when it's hard to buy. Boomers can't buy. It's impossible for boomers to buy. They barely buy Coinbase. They barely are into Bitcoin. They're not going to buy these altcoins. Maxwell Cook is, I need Binance to be allowed in Louisiana. Oh, it's not allowed in Louisiana. I don't even think it's allowed. It's not allowed in New York either. Coinbase, Cash App. That's just what I use for Bitcoin. Game X House says, what do you think of the Zed run? The horse game. That looks very interesting. It looks like the mechanics of breeding, which I love. I love that. Ever since Pokemon, we have that in Fire Emblem where you could breed. It's really, really cool. I thoroughly enjoy that. But I haven't gotten into it, though. It's a little complicated. I don't really have time right now. Alien World TLM is Alien World's crypto. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is, but anything with aliens I thoroughly enjoy. Christian Velasco says, you should come to Mexico when OMI is $1. Let's party in Cancun. When OMI is $1, I'm getting a tattoo. And if, again, I should have 20 million of those coins by that point, or even 30 million. I don't know what to get. I don't know what. Yeah, I'm going to party everywhere. And I have a bunch of people already saying, like, hey, yeah, I'm going to fly you out to Dubai and fly you out to Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. Like, okay, thank you. Yeah, again, that's what I want as well. I want people to be able to say, like, hey, this is something where they tell their children and grandchildren about, like, this man helped me make $1 million. And honestly, me being from a third world country, from Peru, not being pretty poor, even when I was 19, I moved out on my own and I was working like 3 jobs just to support myself. And then going in the military, I didn't think I'd ever do that because it was, when I was a kid, like, when I was a kid, after 9/11, you think like, that's really scary. Yeah, you're angry at what happened and, it makes you want to fight. But at the same time, you see footage of CNN, all these people, and it's like, wow, that's real stuff. Like, you could die. Like, and a lot of people, that went to middle and high school with, that had brothers and stuff in there. And, this guy, Danny Fuentes, just people were dying. It's like, it's scary. It's like a nightmare. And then you go in, you don't go in for the money, because there is none when you're enlisted. And then you go in, and after that, you have all these people in the military saying, and don't listen to parents, don't listen to just society that are always behind. They're always behind the times. And I'm going to tell you a secret, is that parents, when they're pushing you to be something, my parents pushed me to try to be a veterinarian, where I loved animals, but I didn't want to go to school for that long. Parents try and push me to go to school. If you become successful doing the opposite of what they told you to do, I guarantee you that they are proud and they never even mention that they tried to push you the other way. I guarantee that, because I've seen that again and again and again. I have seen all these people that were my haters in the beginning, where you're trying to do something, trying to build yourself up, and they go and they say like, oh no, you're a clown. Oh, you're a neckbeard. No, that's never going to happen. You live in like a grandma basement. And then it's like, well, no, and then when I'm right, they shut up. They don't say anything. But again, yeah, I don't try to kill them with niceness. That's my thing. But doing that and being able to go in the military and people, and again, you're not making money, and supervise the military saying like, hey, don't get out. Don't get out. It's hard out there. You have everything you need here. You have guaranteed, a cot, a hot 3 meals a day, a place to sleep 3 meals a day. And, you have your healthcare taken care of. And, it's very hard to make it out there, but I was already in the real world before then, and I knew what I wanted to do. I had a plan. And for me going from a third world country to immigrate here, go in the military, and then eventually become a millionaire, and helping other people do the same, whether it's in Earth 2, whether it's in OMI, whether it's in crypto, like whatever it is. And the fact that I'm able to do it in 2 different places, again, yeah, OMI to the moon. OMI is already on exchanges. Earth 2, again, the tiles are going to be worth a lot. The properties are going to be worth a lot. But the crypto that Earth 2 is going to use, again, this is in the making, the very beginnings of you're going to see so many millionaires over the years. And fair point, yeah, it's going to go up, and then it might dip. We might have a correction. We might have whatever, and then it's going to go right back up again. That's just going to happen. That's the cycle of these things. That's why I buy, and I don't care what happens in the short term. Moving on. John Robert Yellen says, check out Robin Adele Anderson on Cavell Anderson, you mean? Yeah, he's great. No. He said Adele Anderson. Randy, she has fantastic covers in that kind of music genre. One of my favorite artists in a minute. Okay, I'll have to try that. Robin Adele Anderson. Okay, we'll do. Maxwell Cookers, I have to bring my old Beatle records to the OMI party. Yes! Oh my God, I love Beatles. They're somebody asked me once, like, hey, if you had to listen for 24 hours to one band, what would it be? And my first 2 thoughts was either Green Day or the Beatles, because there's so much really good music, and I could listen to them all day. I got 50 likes. Y'all are the best. That's really cool up there. 50 plus viewers, 50 likes, 50 super chats. That's really cool to look at. John Robert Yellen says, spring break in Cancun. I'm in. Yeah. So I never actually did the whole spring break thing. I went to college for 1 semester, and I was a little too old at that. I was 26 to go into spring break. I was like, all right, everyone else is like 19 in this class, 18. I was like, I'm more in common with the teacher than I do with them. Doge will dump hard. Yeah, so I would never invest in Doge. Again, that's just me. Fundamentals aren't there, but the fundamentals are definitely there for OMI and definitely there for Earth 2. Even the tiles themselves are a limited amount. The tiles themselves are only allowed to buy a certain amount, and then the game's going to close off buying. So the fact that we have tiles now that, whether they're class 2, 3, or 4, not even talking about class 1, 2, 3, or 4, those tiles are just going to be tiles for forever. They're going to be tiles that are going to continuously go up in value, and eventually tile price won't even matter. It's going to be all about properties, but tile price in general is going to go through the roof as soon as they say no more tiles can be bought. And then you're going to have a limited space of what to do. Then you're going to have a limited space of, we're only allowed, however many, maybe 1 billion tiles or 50 million tiles to do certain things. So if there's 3 castles in the game and there's a need for, a stove so people can play Cooking Mama, or, race cars that we have, whatever is there, that is going to go through the roof. And not only that, just the tiles for people to be creative and build, but the properties on those tiles, not even including the crypto. Oh my God, the crypto that Earth 2 the in-game currency is going to be huge. Game House says that's impossible. 750 billion coins at $100. Even with fundamentals, it will mean that the number 1 coin isn't going to happen. Well, again, out of the 750 billion coins that OMI has, they take off 94 billion already because of the calculation error, it won't be available for like 1,800 years. So that's not happening. So you have 656 billion coins out of that. And then out of that, you have 300 billion that's in the OMI reserve wallet, and 40 billion that's in the vault. So out of the 656, you take out 340, that's only 326 billion that's in the marketplace. And out of that 326 billion, you probably had, let's say 75 to 100 billion that went to people to try to get licenses, and then minus 75 billion of that to try to, that's for the owners, that's for the people that first started this. So saying that there's only it's not that. All that is in the marketplace already. That's all there will be. There's going to be a couple people that on May 11th, a couple of the investors that are going to take some profit, but that is it. That is it. So there is a very, very limited amount. 750 billion is not what they have. Not what's going to be in the marketplace. That's not what's available. So yeah, I think it could be at some point. Again, $5 to $10 in 2030s is not out of the question. I think that's very likely. $100, it could be there as long as OMI keeps getting burned and this keeps rising. Again, 2050, sure. But again, Doge is number 4 coin right now, and that's a joke. And the tokenomics for Comey is just through the moon. And I can't wait to do a deep dive analysis on the coin that Earth 2 is using, because that's going to be something that again is I can't wait to do like 6 episodes on that. That's going to be great. Check OMI price. What is the OMI price right now? I don't know. Wow, I'm 17 minutes behind on comments. Alan Thomas says, Randy, please call in at Manchester, England when you're on your European tour. It's a good night out. Drinks on me. Thank you so much, Alan Thompson. Yeah, Manchester. Again, I'm going next year. I have to wait until the travel ban is lifted. But yeah, I haven't been to Europe in 2 years. I used to go every year, but I haven't now because of the pandemic. But when I go, I'm gonna go for like a month, maybe 2 months. My girlfriend's been very hesitant about going because she has a dog, and she doesn't like to leave the dog in a kennel for that long in a boarding facility, even though she's a veterinarian and all these hospitals. Maybe she could leave him with my friend Mark. Leave her with my friend Mark, and then she can come. But I don't think she'd want to stay out of work for that long either. And also, if I go on vacation, I have to have internet because I'm gonna have to continue to stream with you guys. There's gonna be a lot of drunk streams. Let me know in the comments if you want me to drunk stream at some point. I might do that. Moving on. Phoenix says, what do you guys think of Tron? I haven't gone into Tron. So, Nicole Smith says Tron is good. What's up, Nicole Smith? Says, it's so fast and cheap to send. That reminds me of that Pokemon when Joey, he's like, oh, I like these shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. New England Drone Snapshot says, do you smoke weed? I don't actually. I didn't when I was younger because I was all into like boxing and I wanted to like body was a temple, never sin against your talent type thing. And then in the military, they test for it, so I couldn't. And then when I got out of the military, I was 26, so I tried it, and I just didn't have a it's not that I had a bad reaction to it. It just didn't do anything. I tried it from bongs. I tried doobies. I tried pen. I tried everything, and it didn't work. And then one day I took edibles, and I was like, for like 8 hours, I was like, oh, when is this gonna end? And it just left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like to be like that. So I just don't. But I also support 420 all the way. Hashtag blaze it. Oh yeah, Lindsey Sterling is awesome. Oh my God, I love her so heckin' much. Nicole Arbor I want to meet too. Yeah, she seems pretty great. And also Jordan Peterson, definitely want to meet him. Victoria Jean Pascal says, in Earth 2, do you know what is happening in Nansha Kwandao in the Chinese South Sea between Vietnam and Philippines? People are buying the middle of the ocean. That kind of makes sense because in the real world, that is very, very, and I've been going on and on about this early back in December or January. I was talking about, Israel and Palestine, and I'll get to the South China Sea in a second, but Israel and Palestine. Israelis are descendants, if my biblical facts are correct, between Abraham and Sarah, and then Palestinians are descendants between Abraham and his first handmaiden, I think Hagar, and then they both want Jerusalem. They both want the land that God promised Abraham. So it's a family struggle, and that's why I think not that people in Palestine have a lot of money or internet for that matter. Israel keeps bombing them. That's bad. I should not say that. But the fact that it's a power struggle, and once Israel is open, you're going to see a bunch of people that love Israel, that hate Israel, that are just going to do some crazy stuff with it, because Jerusalem is one of the most holy cities in the world, not including Mecca, not including whatever. And in that same breath, you have this South China Sea, which is very, very disputed. China says they own it, but no, they think Taiwan owns it, or whatever. And I guarantee you, citizens of those countries are going to be like, nope, this is ours now. This is ours, and that's just going to be a small victory for them. As far as, yeah, maybe in Earth 1 you might have that, you might not, but virtual reality, that's where the future is, and you don't have it. Different things, and those types of things are going to be worth so much money. Oodles amounts of money. So, moving on. Maxwell Cook says, price is currently 0.0051. That is the what's that called? That is the support line. And that support line, if it dips below that, it's going to really dip. But it hasn't yet. I was right so far. It's hit that, bounced up, hits that, bounced up. Again, that's the support line. Nick Batchelder says, how about an OMI trust fund program for vets, scholarships, and so on? Let's use our gains for the good of humanity. All right, that's really good too. Vets, for the most part, they have either the GI Bill or the Montgomery GI Bill. The post 9/11 GI Bill is anyone that joins after 9/11. For vets, a lot of homeless in New York City are vets. So I try to. Last time I was there, I gave a dude a sweatshirt. It was really cold out, so I had a sweatshirt and a jacket on. Took the jacket off, gave him a sweatshirt because he had some stuff, but it looked pretty dirty. It was like, here's a clean one. A lot of times I try to buy him lunch too, but a lot of them, it's just it's hard for them to hold a job, and that's very. There's a good part of the population, a homeless population, that's homeless because they're so used to a schedule, they're so used to something, and then it doesn't happen anymore. And same way with addicts. With addicts, they do fine as long as they don't have money. But then as soon as they have money, they go out and they buy whatever that they're addicted to, and it's not good for them. So it's very hard. It's very hard to see, like, okay, well, hard to give them money because a lot of them are addicted to something, and it's also very hard to say, like, okay, well, yeah, they might be tired of people just buying them food. It's like, hey, can I get money so I could try to save it and maybe put a deposit on how to get clean clothes so they can go and get a job interview, whatever. It's very hard to differentiate. So as I get more money, as I continue to accumulate wealth, that is definitely something I want to look into also, because yeah, being homeless sucks, especially as a vet when you serve your country. So good call, Nick. Raythax, thank you so much again for that $50 super chat, and we will talk about Chaveztopia. Wow, 15 minutes behind. Word. Matthew W says, I never said stay in military. I said wait your options. Is that weekly? Is that weekly? Oh my god, yeah. No, weekly, you didn't say it. I had like the old guard, like the senior master sergeants and above. They say that. Weekly, no, I didn't. Wow. Weekly, for those of you that don't know, we almost got in trouble one day because I put something in a gym locker, and then somebody put a lock on it, and they used that gym locker. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And they put their own lock on it, and then weekly, he's just like, he rips it off, and I was like, oh, all right, get my stuff. And then it was like, oh yeah, I found the person whose thing it was. Oh, and then we go, and then security forces was following him on the way home, but they wasn't really following him. Sorry, that's what was that, like 6 years ago now, something like that. He's very good. He was an MTI actually. He was a military training instructor, so he was one of those people that were just like, all right, you stupid mother flapper, like just being one of those guys. But he's great. How you doing? Hit me up. Let's chat. Let's get together. Maxwell Cook says, I'll send you a picture of my vinyls when I get off work. Oh, that'd be fantastic. I love the Beatles. Previous tenants left behind when they moved out. Oh, no way. That's like finding money. That's finding real stuff. Game Hostel says, didn't know that. Can I get a source for that? Game Hostel, what are you referencing? Let me know. Maxwell Cook says, even if we hit a crypto winter, OMI is safe. Yes, it's connected to Vive. Nothing of its kind has happened yet. Vive controls it, not the crypto market. Yeah, agreed, 100%. And even if it does dip, even if it does get 50% haircut, whatever, that's good. Dollar cost average in. Get your favorite thing at a discount. So even though I won't do it, it's not a bad idea to go and, let's say you get in at 1 cent and it goes up to 10 cents, like I think it's going to, and then you sell at 10 cents. Okay, you made 10x your money, and then you dollar cost average in when it drops. Let's say if it goes to 10 cents, because you can never time the top. Let's say it goes to 16 cents and then it goes down to 5 cents. Okay, we'll get back in at 5 cents. That's something that is not a bad idea to do, to create profit, to be able to go and buy more for the same amount of money. I just can't do it because I have too much of a headache. Like, oh, should have sold there. Oh, should have bought there. Oh, because you can't time it. Nobody can. Bravo, drunk stream. Yeah, Bravo says drunk stream. At some point I will. I don't know when. I do have a wedding this weekend, so I want to try to be able to go and drink just a couple of glasses of whatever and then be nice for the whole night. So I don't want to start. I have a case of Heineken right there and White Claw above that. and an MRE below that. I eat MREs sometimes. Oh, it is past an hour and a half. So this is for you, Raythax. You like 80 stuff. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Whoa. Sorry, I love Twisted Sister. They're great. So moving on from that. Hi, OMI is not looking that good in the chart. Again, short term, I have no idea what happens to OMI. Long term, that's why I'm buying. That's why I continue to buy. That's why I will buy OMI and whatever Earth 2 has and Bitcoin, because long term, we know where it's going. Moving on, last support is 0.0043 and then 0.03. Well, I think the support line was 0.0051, but if the ones after those or below those were 0.0043 and 0.03, again, if it dips below 0.0051, then it'll most likely go to one of those, 0.0043, then 0.003. So that happens, then, oh my God, that'd be amazing. Could you imagine if we get in at 0.004 or 0.003? That would be bananas. Again, I'm concerned about getting in at like 1 or 2 pennies, but if we're able to get in for large amounts at that price, again, it doesn't really matter in the long term of things, but that is, we can get so much. We're gonna be so heckin' rich. Honda X Dream says, look videos after videos and buy what you're convinced of. Yeah, again, do your own research as well. Game Hostile says, I was referencing the source with the OMI supply. You said like 600 billion are not available for, no. About 90 billion or 94 billion are not available for like 1800 years. But so out of the 750 billion, because 94 billion or so is not available, that leaves 654 billion, 656 billion. And then out of that, that would be available to the marketplace. You have 340 billion that Vivi has. 300 billion is in their reserve wallet, 40 billion is in their vault. So that leaves you with, 320 or 316 billion that's available, not including the fact that they had to use some to get their licenses and they had to use some to, so what's available on the market is less than half of what was minted to us, much less than half. Oh, moving on. Vittori Jean Pascal says, actually, you have tiles in Nancha Kwando too, such as Ari Realty and Predict, and Me Too. Me Too now. Don't worry, I'll have more in Chavez Topia. Yes, Chavez Topia is going to be one of the best mega cities. I can't wait. That's where most of my Earth 2 money goes. Game Ice Hostile says 100 years. Oh yeah, whatever it is. I think it was like 1,000 years though, if I'm not mistaken. So moving on, just to recap, because I've gone on a half hour now, and I do have to go. I have to go to the post office and whatever. We have once this goes on Binance again. There's been major catalysts already, and the fact that it's going down is good for us, because as OMI goes down, I'll go to OMI, then I'll go to Earth 2, and then I'll wrap it up. As it goes down, the more OMI is burned. So now instead of 100 OMI, let's say when it was at 1 cent, 100 OMI is burned for every dollar, every gem that's spent. Now it's like 200 OMI that's burned for every dollar. And this is perfect, because tomorrow when we have that drop, we're going to burn like 10 million OMI. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, because the price is down so low. So we want it to stay here. We want it to stay here so that more OMI is burned. And outside of that, you're going to have these major catalysts of being on multiple exchanges. Like, it's going to be on double the exchanges. Right now, it's only on like Bit4x, Gate.io, and AscendX. And it's going to be on 4 more exchanges by the end of the year. 3 of them are probably going to be, whatever exchanges. And one of them is going to be probably going to be Binance. Again, the CEO of Binance is good friends with David Nunes, and the CEO of Binance is continuing to tweet the fact that he has underestimated these altcoins that are attached to NFTs, which means Vivi. That means OMI. That means Earth 2 as well. Nice segue into Earth 2. If it only costs $1 million to get on Binance, and Earth 2 has said they have they just did a 7-figure deal with an acquisition. That acquisition could mean that they acquired a spot on Binance for their coin. Could be OMI. It could be anything from on the Go chain or something that they have themselves. That's something that's going to be again, even if it's not, even if they just acquired another source to do customer support, that's going to be something that you see going on Binance eventually, because it has to. They've had it with Decentraland. They had it. I think my neighbor Alice, I don't think is on Binance, but it's just already by itself, if it's not on any type of exchange, it's going to go 10 or 20x already, just because of the fact that it's their crypto, and there's only going to be hopefully a finite amount of them. But anyway, guys, I've streamed for an hour and a half. I love you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Yes, you can send it to Trust Wallet, Game Hostile. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi, bye-bye, Dashi. I'm going to do one more thing for my Patreon members, and it is going to be, I love Avril Lavigne, so. You were everything, everything that I wanted. We were meant to be, supposed to be, but we lost it. Yeah, I love her so much. So anyway, guys, bye-bye. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow. Thank you again, Braithax, for the super chat. You're the best. Meow, meow. Cheers. Meow.